Hello, welcome to Sewing Scenes with Deb. I want to talk to you about my current knitting project and the blouse I just finished making. So the blouse is a toile and it's a Sew House 7 Regalia Blouse. One moment please, I'll get the pattern. So this is the pattern, black and white version, and it's just got ties at the back of the neck. Now I made a size 12 and according to my to the measurements and the instructions in the pattern, on almost a straight size 12, so I just stuck with that for the toile. This is going to be a wearable toile and very pretty fabric, quite vintage, made out of an old sheet. So I was especially impressed by the instructions, and well, whilst there's standard instructions like do the stay stitching around the neck at the front bodice and the back bodice before beginning, and the special way to do that, stay stitching, that's standard, or most recommendations go to do that. An explanation of how to do grading of the collar assembly, how to do the grading, and that was really beneficial. I know how to do that, but I thought it was a great easy explanation, and the instructions on how to attach the collar and the ties, that was really helpful as well and really beneficial. Attaching the collar and the ties, the design of the pattern leaves exactly the right amount at the back of the neck for the ties to come out, and they turned out fantastic. So I was very pleased with that. Yeah, I'm just very good instructions. This is classed as an intermediate, and I think because of the burrito method, that is recommended for facing the bodice front and the bodice back, I think that's the main thing that makes this the intermediate. Otherwise it would be advanced beginner. And there's a fair bit of gathering the front bodice, or the front part onto the bodice, the back part onto the bodice, the sleeve caps into the sleeves into the sleeve caps, the bottom of the sleeves into the cuffs. So there's a fair bit of gathering, and it's not a big gather, it's quite a gentle gather, but nevertheless it's still making sure that you get the right sort of balance in the gathering. So all these things contribute to the level of difficulty. The burrito method was explained really well. I was very impressed with the clear instructions, really lovely instructions. Plus, there's a YouTube video that you can go and follow anyway. So, House 7 has put together in case you get stuck with it. So, very pleased with this. I really believe it will be a wearable toile, and the burning question, you know, I've always got a burning question. My burning question for this blouse in this fabric is what I'm going to wear it with. You can see here that I've put it on with a pink skirt. I tried it with every skirt in my wardrobe, and this is really the only one that sort of goes tonally with the colours. So I need to think about that. I could wear it with my linen trousers, summer linen pants. It might be too blousy for my liking, because if I wear my linen pants, I like to have a bit more of a close fitting top, because the linen pants are really blousy. So I'll have to play with it. I might have to make a pink skirt, or a skirt that goes with that somehow. It could be mauve, it could be pink. So it turned out really well, and it was a lovely wearable toile. I just used this was the edge of the sheet. I just cut that off and used that as the tie. And you see how the turning of the ties and the collar was perfectly matched with the amount that was left to do the burrito. So very impressed. Really lovely. We used to call it, I don't know what we call that these days, but it's a baby doll style with the bodice up above the bust. The only thing about it that I think it feels like I'm pregnant, because this is the type of top I would wear the whole time that I was pregnant, all 3 times. So it will take a little bit of getting used to and working out how to style it, but it's very comfortable. It's going to be great in the summer. It's going to be lovely and cool. Now I've got an update on my knitting, and I've got an image here of the pattern, which is a Patons from a very old Patons book, number 843, from back in the day. And I'm not sure how to find out what year it was, but the type of fashion, I think it was the 80s by the look of that, which is very much in. Don't you love the waistband on that? That's not the one I'm making. The one I'm making is the mauve one, and I am making it in a purple. The pattern's really easy, but working out the gauge, and I've spoken to you about this before, I did 2 swatches and followed the exact instructions about the swatches. The only thing that is not precise, and the only thing I'm not doing is using the exact yarn, the recommended yarn, because I'm not using Patons. I'm using Bendigo wool, 100% wool. Anyway, even though I did 2 swatches, I've now restarted. So I'm going to explain why. Okay, first sample. Very, very pretty. It's turning out very nice. Can't really see it very well in this light. Oh, there you go. The yarn is knitting up really beautifully. And the colour, I'll find out the name of the colour in a second. So this is knitted in the 3mm for the band and 4mm for the body, but it is huge, way too big on me, and it's knitted bottom up in pieces. So I decided to leave this and just start again. So I've decided to go with the size needles I always use for Bendigo 8-ply. The name of the wool is Prism, and the colour is Evening Storm. Now it's got a bit of a variegated sort of theme to it. Anyway, so I've restarted, and I've got about the same amount knitted. Once again, it's knitting up beautifully. And I've made less mistakes, so that's good. And I'm much happier with the size. Now I've measured it against a jumper that I wear all the time, out of Bendigo wool. And so I'm going to crack on. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I know what I did. I know what else I did. I not only changed down to the changed up to the 3.25 needles for the band, because I found that first time the band was too dense, and I've gone to the 4mm needles for the body of the garment, which is the same as the first lot. However, what I've done is I've gone down a whole size. There's 103 stitches cast on now, and there was 113 the first go at it. There was 113 stitches cast on, and after the band you increase a lot, and you end up with 129 stitches That's why it's way too big. Way too big. So the second try, the one I've decided I'm going to stick with, we start with 103 stitches, 3.25 millimeter needles, and there's 20 rows of the band. The 20th row you increase and end up with 117 stitches. Now that's closer to what I always use for my jumpers. I usually use have about 111 stitches, 110, 111 stitches. So to end up with 117, it's a bit closer. So it's going to be slightly, ever so slightly more blousy than my existing jumpers. So I'll try to put some images in here of a comparison of the jumper that I reach for all the time and the comparison of the first round of the knitting and this second lot that I'm doing now. So I'm going to crack on with this size, and I think it's going to turn out beautifully. And I love the collar on this jumper. It's going to be so gorgeous. I reckon what I've realised this winter is the jumpers that I've been wearing, the knitted jumpers I've been wearing, they're just a crew neck, which is great, but it leaves my neck a little bit cold, although I do wear scarves just about every day. So I like to change up the garment with a scarf, and that's good. But I thought with this lovely collar, I think that would make a nice feature. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out, and I'll keep you updated with my work in progress. I am wearing one of my Joni dresses. Now this Joni dress I made ages ago. And it's from the Tilly and the Buttons stretch book. You've seen the dress before, but I've just got a very short-waisted denim jacket on that I picked up at the op shop, and it's just perfect for inside on a low 20-degree day. It's quite lovely outside, but it's still cold inside. So this is a short sleeve version. And it's brushed poly, not double brushed poly. So it's not as warm as the double brush poly. So yeah, it's long and flowy. I'm really pleased to be able to wear it at this time of year, because I basically haven't worn it. I made it. I think I wore it once, and then it got too cold, so I couldn't wear it. So I'm really pleased to be able to drag it out of the cupboard and put it on. I've had a bit going on, a bit of family stuff, aging parents, some sorting out to be done there, and so it's taken me away from home a lot. So I've been having to go down, it's a bit of a drive, and go and stay with my dad. So I haven't been at my sewing machine much, so I was pretty lucky to be able to get a day of sewing in to get the Regalia blouse made. So I was very pleased about that. I'm not sure how much more sewing I will get done in these coming weeks, because we've got more organising to do for my parents. But rest assured, I will carry on with my knitting, and in between things I might be able to cut out some patterns, or I'm hoping to cut out some garments ready to be sewn up when I do get some free time. So, but I'll keep you posted. So we'll see how we go with that. There's always stuff going on, right? And you can't predict when these things are going to take you away from your everyday life. I'm just in a very blessed position to be able to just drop tools and go and assist. So I'm very grateful for that. And I do still work. I'm just working one day a week, so that's not too time consuming, and more than happy to do the one day a week. I'm not ready to stop just yet, but but that's pretty flexible as well. So I hope you've been able to get some sewing done, and that this beautiful time of year, perfect time of year, whether you're in the northern hemisphere or in the southern hemisphere, the change of season, coming into the new season, it's one of my favourite times of year to sew. It's not too hot in my sewing room yet, so it's still perfect to be sitting and doing some nice sewing preparation for the summer months. Because once it gets hot, it gets way too hot in this end of the house to sew. It's either very early in the morning or not at all. So have you been sewing much? And if so, what have you been making? I'd love to hear from you. And I'd love to hear all about what you've been making. Or have you been knitting? And if so, what are your plans? Thanks for joining me. I'll leave you there. Until I see you next time, take good care of yourself. Stay well and happy sewing. Okay, see you next time. Bye.